Hi guys, and welcome to my weekend's review. Sorry it's on Wednesday, but as many of you know, I've had mock exams recently and it has been rather time consuming with the revision. In this episode I shall be reviewing the Aviva Premiership Round 11 and the RBS Six Nation Round 1 for all of you. Start on Friday night with the West Country derby between Bath and Gloucester. It was a very scrappy game. Of course, it was a derby. It was very awful conditions as it was pouring down with rain throughout last weekend. Gloucester, however, did record their first West Country derby at the Rec in Bath for quite a while. They won 15 points to 11 on the day in a very good game. It was end-to-end stuff, but Gloucester managed to pull ahead. We move on then. It was Coventry where we saw our first game on Saturday, and it was the Wasps against the Newcastle Falcons. Again, awful conditions there, very low scoring game. It ended 9 points to 8 to the Wasps. They definitely played the better of the rugby. Newcastle Falcons now are bottom of the table as a result of the Sunday game between the London Irish and the Worcester Warriors. That one ended 20 points to 13. Really, Worcester had quite a few attacks. They just couldn't manage to finish any of them. They definitely conceded quite a few times. Really, London Irish managed to pull away, and they definitely were the better team. And as Dean Ryan said in the press conference that followed, the boys, the Worcester Warriors that is, didn't seem to want the game, even though, of course, it was a kind of very important game to the Worcester Warriors. So they definitely needed to, and eventually they got the win. The London Irish, that is, not the Warriors. They face Bath next weekend. That's going to be a clash of two sides who have played poor rugby recently. It's not going to be overly entertaining, I doubt it anyway. But it should be a close game, and it could be one that the Warriors target, and it could be one Bath target as well. Now we move on then. Harlequins face the Northampton Saints at Twickenham Stoop on Saturday. They lost 23 points to 27. The Saints definitely ran the show there. James Mallender had a good game. Jim Mallender's son, of course. The Saints definitely played the better of the rugby, and they definitely deserved to win. Quins, however, were definitely in it from time to time, but they're not on the best streak themselves at the moment after losing to the Newcastle Falcons and now losing to the Northampton Saints. We move on again. The scrappy, poor conditions in Leicester led to a low-scoring game. It ended 10 points to 3. The Sale Sharks beat the Leicester Tigers on the day. Sale definitely played the better rugby. Danny Cipriani had a blinder of a game once again. It's got to be a matter of time until Eddie Jones picks Danny Cipriani in the England EPS squad. He's a brilliant fly half without a doubt. He's not quite too long in the tooth at all. And then on Sunday, of course, we saw the Exeter Chiefs face the Saracens. Surrey's top of the table, Exeter second. It made out to be a perfect game, and it bloody well was. Surrey's won their 14 points to 11, but there were a couple of controversial decisions made by referee Tim Foley, for example, when the ball went in deep in behind. It was not touched by Woodburn. It was kicked forward. Exeter scored. No try was given because apparently it was a knock on there. That could have been a turning point in the game for Exeter, but they had control throughout the game. Saracens did very well to pull it back, so very well done to them. Now we move on to RBS Six Nations action, where we saw France face Italy, Scotland face England, and Ireland face Wales. It was a very good weekend of international test rugby. Of course, it continues this weekend, live on BBC One and ITV1, of course, spread over both channels now. France had a good start to their campaign, winning 23-21 against the Italians. It wasn't the best of starts at all, mind you. They just about won it very late, actually. Their kicking was horrendous until Plisson took over the kicking duties. He nailed one from over halfway. A beautiful kick it was as well. Then Sergio Parise, the captain / number 8 for the Italians, fancied the final drop kick of the game to kind of win for his side, but he missed by a country mile. It was awful, and that would have won it for the Italians, but well done to the French for holding on there. Good effort from Italy. We'll see if they can put up a similar performance this weekend against the English. Speaking of England, they faced Scotland on the weekend in Murrayfield. It wasn't at all great weather conditions, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been, to be honest. England won 15 points to 9 with their first game under Eddie Jones. He was very happy that they won the Calcutta Cup, but additionally, they played the better rugby. They scored multiple tries. Scotland did have quite a few phases. Multiple times they came very close to the English line, but defensively, England were absolutely brilliant, and they can hope to do the same again this weekend against the Italians. Then we went over to Dublin for the game between Ireland and Wales. It ended as a draw there, 16 apiece. Quite a few missed drop goals in that game. Both sides were going for the victory. An early injury for Dan Biggar, so Reece Priestland had to come onto the pitch. It wasn't the best of games for the Welsh at all, but really, it wasn't the best for Ireland either. At one point, they were winning 13-0, and then just before the end, Wales were winning 16-13. So Wales had a massive comeback with 16 unanswered points until Jonathan Sexton slotted 3 more points for the Irish. Full time there, 16 apiece. That rounds up this weekend's action. I might not see you next weekend, of course, as I am in Andorra. I'll try to publish one whilst in Andorra, either at the weekend or during the week. However, if it's not possible, then I shall publish 2 next weekend, one for this weekend's action and one for the weekends after. But that's if I cannot. If I can, then you might get a glimpse of the mountain. See you later, guys.